Go live. Going live. You are live, so apparently we're live. So I will say hello everyone and welcome to a terrible stream for terrible people. How are we doing this delightful Monday? What is Mrs. Sick cooking? Is it kid chicken goujons? I like chicken goujons. Why are people cooking? Why are we already talking about food? I know that this is basically food and whatever I did at the weekend stream, but Christ almighty. Anyway, I like food, and this weekend I built a couch. And also, how are we all doing? Like, what are you up to? What have you been up to? Got anything, any interesting topics so that I don't have to think of any? There used to be a time when I would sit down before the stream. I would write down various topics, go looking for things to talk about, find some articles, some other shit. I remember one about piss. That was vomit-inducing. And then we didn't do that because I couldn't be fucking arsed. It got as many views as when I just didn't do anything. So that's why it became the terrible stream for terrible people. Who did? A load of mites. The other fun thing I did, I built a couch and I had to clean out the cat's litter tray. And it's one of those fancy ones that spins. So it is a fucking hassle to clean properly. And I relatively regularly clean it, but I had to clean the shit out of it in a somewhat literal way to get rid of some fucking mites that had turned up. Turned out, as far as we can tell, that they were in the goddamn cat litter we were using. They
came from the cat litter.
Yeah, they came like they were already in it. And because it's been so fucking humid lately, they just fucking swarmed out of the thing. And obviously because the cat's machine is filled with it, they were all over it. And we couldn't figure out why until we did a shitload of research. And it turned out all natural, not necessarily good. Sometimes it's a fucking huge hassle.
All natural cat litter, that'd be better. No.
That's the best stuff. It cost a little bit more, but I'm doing the right thing. No, wrong thing. Fuck that shit.
Now we've got mites.
Then we got tiny little fucking mites that at first I just thought were like grit, because you can barely see them until they clump, and that's when Mrs. Sick noticed them first and was like, "What the fuck is that?" And I just assumed that it was like dust from the litter.
I had to get in real close to see it.
I find your cat dump remarks are mite strong. Yeah, so that was a fucking huge hassle. I think we've basically all but dealt with them. There's obviously like some kicking about because they're fucking minuscule, but they're not forming colonies on the side of walls and shit. I mean, all they ended up on was on the cat's tray and a bit on the bath. But yeah, that was sweaty fucking work because it's humid.
But we found out that they're completely harmless. They're just fucking annoying.
And kind of gross. So that was a fucking right ball ache. But dealt with. Don't breathe in those mites. Phew. I mean, I tried not to. That would definitely be less than good. Thankfully, they were seemingly 100% in the bathroom. I think because basically their food was there, which was the cat litter. It's fucking mad. But yeah, that's something to look into. If it comes from a certain type of earth, you get one kind of mites. There are wheat mites, which obviously ours was infested with. And most of them come out when it's humid.
Because it's natural litter, they basically means they used corn in it. And the corn was mouldy.
It wasn't, I don't think it was even mouldy.
Either that or it was like they laid eggs in it.
I think they just laid eggs in it and it's basically food for them.
Well, yeah, it is food.
Yeah. My quail got those mites. I really hate it. Yeah, it was a fucking huge hassle. It doesn't seem to have spread. We probably nipped it in the bud. We bought some fucking bug bombs, which I'm planning on setting off tomorrow while the kids are at school, because they only came today, just to clear them up and like 100% deaded the mites.
Give them the big fuck you.
Yeah. It might not do anything, but they're probably already gone. But I And I was so pissed off after doing that all day, I built a couch.
Yeah, from the pictures I've seen and things like, they do look like grain mites.
Yeah. Extra protein. I'm not eating the fucking
Oh,
cat
God.
litter.
I'm gonna lick it.
Or lick the side. Funnily enough, it's not my thing. I have to say though, the fucking thing hasn't looked this clean since I bought it. Because bleach. Oh God.
Yeah,
And trying to do that without killing the cat. So I had to bleach it, and then I just had to wash it down.
Tend to avoid bleach though, because it can set my asthma off.
Well, yeah, I did basically 90% of everything to do with it because all the chemicals we had to use.
Yeah, you did eczema size.
Yeah, that sucked.
Making me do exercise, stupid mites.
Fucking assholes. Today in Phoenix is the 25th day in a row above 110 degree. 43 degrees C. Fuck that. You have the most interesting life. Compared to yours, even my problems are boring.
I think you spelled hell wrong.
Who spelled hell? Oh, right, Phoenix. Okay, I get it. I get your joke now. I can't tell if Void the Broken is making fun of me or if they think that having mites is interesting. It is neither of those things. I mean, we have problems. Our real problems are a right fucking hassle. But, you know, that was just really annoying. And it took up most of my weekend, which is obviously fucking irritating. It's absolutely obvious those mites self-generated in your cat. I mean, it does make sense.
She would make them just to spite us.
She is an asshole. Who am the dead now? Mitts. I do like the title. Do mites have a consciousness? I hope so, and I hope they suffered when they died. Fucking assholes. That's what happens when you break into my house. That's why I've never been one. Some people are like, oh, don't kill spiders. Fucking, if a person broke into my house, I'd be well within my rights to kick their ass.
One of our kids.
And if I could squish them with a fucking tissue.
One of our kids is really into insects and things. And then she's like, are they harmless? I went, yeah. She went, can you just leave them alone then?
No.
I was like, they're infesting.
Yeah. That they could cause problems if we just let them fucking take over the house. And there was the thing, was it last year with the ladybugs?
Oh yeah, we had loads of ladybugs as well.
Was that during the winter or during summer?
That was winter.
Okay.
They
shitloads of ladybugs just up in the corners of rooms. But apparently that was happening everywhere. And the recommendation was to not kill them because they fucking stink when they die.
Yeah,
so
they attract more.
They will leave and they will go elsewhere, just kind of put up with them. I was like, okay. They're in my house all the time. Yeah, I mean, if they were all the time, I would try and find a way of dealing with that. But I was like, okay, couple of weeks. No, spiders earned death. Exactly. So I'm not even someone who's like particularly afraid of spiders, although occasionally when you get one with fucking huge legs that's like knocking stuff off the sides and shit.
I don't like the idea of killing them. I just don't want them in the house. But you don't want to put the effort into put them outside because I'm going nowhere near them.
I am not going to be a taxi service for someone who broke into my house. And I don't care that they eat flies. We almost never have flies. So that's like not an issue. And if we do have flies, I have better ways of dealing with them than fucking spiders. Spiders eat all the other bad bugs. No worries there. Well, we don't have bad bugs. So eat it. Don't you hate it when a single ladybug is caught in your room and kept banging on the blinds every couple? So I have that issue, but with moths. Especially when I was young, I had a tiny little room with one tiny window, and just all fucking night, and I couldn't open it because it was like sealed shut, and it just banged into my window all fucking night. Drove me absolutely bananas, and every time I went anywhere near it, it would disappear into the darkness. And I wasn't turning on the light because I was fucking knackered. I don't trust anything with more than 4 legs. That's fair. I have so many legs on my face. My arm hurt and I figured out it was a spider bite in my armpit. I mean, speaking of spider bites, if anyone remembers the back problems I had a while back, we are 99% sure now that it was a spider bite from like some asshole, one of the bigger ones that does bite you in this country, and it can really fuck with your muscles. That was yeah, that was lame. I reckon I laid down on it or something and the fucker bit me. Hopefully it died a painful, horrible death, because that was agony. That was really bad. Putting indoor spiders outside kills them anyway, just slower.
Oh no, spiders in captivity that
See,
go back to the wild.
I see what you're trying to do there. You're trying to trick me. It's like, oh, they'll suffer more. I was like, I don't care about them suffering. I just literally cannot be fucking asked.
See,
But
can
if
we
they
stop
are going to
talking
die
ab-
anyway,
can we
then
please
I
stop
just feel a
talking
lot
about
less
spiders?
bad.
Can we please stop talking about spiders? I keep checking the walls now.
All right, let's talk about food.
Oh, for God's sake.
I don't even know what a cardinal Wolsey spider is. Or Worsley? Worsley. Anyway, yeah, let's not talk about spiders. They're assholes and they can fuck off.
What else could fuck up?
What else can fuck off? Who can fuck off? Why can fuck off? I made it live. Well done. It's either Al Trucker or AI Trucker. And to be fair, if an
Suspicious.
AI Trucker is listening to this, then they have clearly failed in their job. Eat kale, stay fit, die anyway. I mean, there is that.
Kaylee's dirty though.
There's that thing. There's this group of people who are trying their best to live forever. They're like, if we survive for just another 10 years, technology will happen that will make people immortal.
Yeah.
That's fascinating. And I'm like, no, it won't. And you, like, most of them look really weird. None of them look healthy. Not one of them looks like a healthy person. They all look insane. Fruit flies. Only if you throw it hard enough. When is the next spoon stuff? Stop asking, otherwise she'll stop working on it.
I said earlier, you have to let me cook.
Yeah.
It's in the pot. I'm stirring it. I did some work on it today. I added some spices, and it's still there. It's just simmering. Calm the fuck down.
You know, when you ask for dinner from your parents, you know, if you asked, they wouldn't feed you for the day. Same thing. Or was that just me? Channel 4 just had a synthetic human meat mockumentary. I had to leave the room. It freaked me out. I mean, I'd eat the synthetic human meat.
I have watched the thing where apparently they're trying to do stuff so that they don't have to use animals anymore.
Fair enough.
You know, like transplants and stuff.
Yeah.
It's because obviously there's a lot of people who can't have animals as transplants because of religious reasons or whatever. Or just because
I mean,
they're not into that.
There'll definitely be a religious reason not to have artificial lab-grown shit as well, because it's a fucking thing against God, and just hopefully those people will eventually die out. And then fucking future space flying car shit. It's going to be awesome.
Then. If they don't want the organs, I'll have them.
I'll eat them. Delicious.
I'll have them, not eat them. I'll just
same difference.
keep them in the cupboard.
How do you think they get them into your body if it's not through the mouth?
Oh my god.
I saw The Madness of King George.
The human body has many holes.
Search for health ends in illness. Is that the full name of something or what? Please license the name Soylent Green for this. What, for human's meat? I like the Soylent majority. I saw a mildly interesting thing. Some rabbis have said lab-grown pork could be kosher.
Yeah,
that is mildly interesting.
Yeah.
They're like, this is like bacon. My God, I can't wait. George had purple poop. One cannot trust anything he said. Okay.
Isn't there supposed to be like a thing about when eating pork and things? It's because a long time ago, like wild pigs were like you could get like a really horrible diseases from them.
Most things that you're banned from doing because book are some form of actually it'll probably hurt or kill you, which is why so many. I don't know what the mixed fabrics thing is. I mean, there's clearly some reason for it. Maybe they were just shit.
It was probably maybe just people did it one time and they're like, oh, well, we need to know what type of material it is and where it came from, so having it a single material makes more sense.
Maybe. But whatever it is, everything that is in the Bible makes sense for the time that it was done.
Yeah.
But whenever you have anything. There's a reason a lot of this shit just makes no fucking sense.
Tapeworms. Tapeworms is in pork, yeah.
Delicious tapeworms. That's what gives it the nice flavour.
You can get it in other meats too. It's just way more common with pigs.
The boar invasion.
The boar invasion.
Micro piglets, storm your dungeon. Lab-grown meat has 150 times the environmental impact the regular farm meat does. Super resource. Of course it fucking currently does. What a pointless thing to point out. Yes, when things are first made, they have a... This is like manufacturing is exactly that. When you sample things, when you design something, when they make molds for like, I don't know, like a tool, those cost a stupid amount of both resources and money to make. But then you do it again and again and again. And then slowly but surely, the environmental impact and the monetary impact will go down. Theoretically, we could get it below that of the environmental shit. So it's like a completely pointless thing to point out.
Isn't there also a thing as well, like the more like we have the technology out there and being there and being useful,
yeah,
we improve on it over time. So it actually does slowly get better over time.
It's the kind of thing that people say about fucking eco-friendly power generation. Like, oh, it's not as good. Yeah, currently, especially when it came out, it wasn't as good. But if we keep doing it, it'll get better. That's how things work. Oh, it's so annoying. Mixed fabric thing probably didn't want to entertain trade with certain countries, regions, and used it as an excuse. That could be.
That sounds plausible.
Yeah, there's either a good reason or it's just fucking good old-fashioned bigotry and or politics. We will all be eating insects in the future, very nutritious. I mean, there's a non-zero chance of that. There's probably other ways to do it too. Who needs meat when you can have fried tofu?
I remember the episode of QI, and he was promoting the idea of eating insects. And Stephen had, he was like, oh yeah, just eating them. And he had a bit of ant. And he was eating ants. And then he said he got horrendous heartburn from eating ants. And he's like, this is not a good promotion, is it?
The ants, they gave me heartburn. Were they fire ants?
Oh my god.
And then in 20 years, we'd learn about the carcinogens they've used to create these lab meats. Doctors used to encourage smoking for health. What? What the fuck? What a ridiculous whataboutism.
Yeah, doctors used to say bloodletting for everything, but they don't do that anymore.
Don't eat the bugs. Don't be an NPC. Just be a live person. Well, it's a possible future, but if it's literally the only way the human race can survive, you choose death. I mean, good for you. Dying on your principles.
Yeah, but look how things are going at the moment. The insect population is massively dropped.
Yeah, that's the thing. I mean, really, we should be breeding insects in order to put them where they used to be. Yeah. Laughter is the best medicine. Therefore, doctors should recommend sick videos. Fuck off. To be clear, I'm not a proponent of nasty floppy teats, but, you know, if you can help me laser print meat, then we may start talking. Like, the idea of being to just, like, 3D print a hot burger would be fucking amazing. 9 out of 10 doctors smoke camels. Yeah, but what they actually meant is they used to just murder the actual camels with guns.
And then wrap them in paper.
Someone in the past did something stupid, so we should not try something new. Should not be a way to live life. No. There's a reason we don't eat insects. They're not good for us. I mean, yeah, probably. But at the same time, there's a reason that insects are one of the things that are considered, because they just recreate at such huge amounts. And we could take that protein and turn it into something else. Yeah. People are just like, insects, because they're fucking babies.
Nutrition bars.
It's ultimately, it's the same shit. Like, it's when that argument is like the people who go, oh, this thing is in food and is also in this non-food product, so you shouldn't eat it. And it's like, it's a chemical. They're just fucking chemicals. It's all just chains of fucking proteins and shit like that. Like, it's so meaningless to not like something based on what other thing it is. Like, it's stupid and it fucking annoys the shit out of me. Like, I can completely go with that you don't like the idea, or that maybe it's not as good as long as you actually have some sort of fact to back that up. Fine. But just because you don't like it, it just fucking annoys me. I like sea spiders, aka crabs. Crabs are so weird.
Oh, spider crabs. Ugh.
The way crabs just sort of happen.
We shouldn't breathe oxygen. It's bad for us in the long run. Yeah, it is, technically.
My favourite argument against GMOs. In what sense? There's bound to be a chippy around here doing deep fried insects. I mean, in most countries, well, not in most countries, in a lot of countries, you can get insect foods. And they're fine. People do eat them. Like, I can't remember who said there's a reason people don't eat insects. People do fucking eat insects everywhere, all the time.
But the whole point of it, the eating insect thing, is like as a last resort. Like, if we can't keep up with everything the way that human society is functioning, we could do this easily.
Lobster.
So, yeah,
I mean, lobster is basically a big
yeah,
insect.
exactly. Someone mentioned Snowpiercer. Yes, basically Snowpiercer, the last resort.
All the bugs for sick. As long as they can be turned into whiskey, I'll be good.
You want some insect whiskey?
Insect ski.
And then people start specialising, and there's like specific insects, like bee whiskey.
Bee whiskey, just mashed up bees.
Yeah.
Delicious.
Tastes vaguely of
honey. I love dihydrogen monoxide. Ban it. Ban it all.
That sounds like a chemical. Let's get rid of it.
Hermit crabs are even... Craps? Hermit crabs. Just a crap that lives in the woods. Like most craps. I think 80% of all food people eat should be grown within 80 miles of them. I know it's easier said than done. Ideally, 80% of food, like most of the food people eat, should be somewhere near them. But unfortunately, that just, it depends where you live. If you can do it, do it. If you can't, what are you going to do? Budski, whisk bee, fucking hell. Honey whiskey is pretty good. I find honey whiskey really, like, over sweet. It just, it doesn't do anything for me. It's too brah, is the best way I can describe it. Tons of, I don't think bee whiskey would taste like honey whiskey, though. I think it would taste like bees. Mead is bee wine. I mean, to be fair. Bears always crap in the woods. Do they? I think there's places where bears crap that aren't woods. I'm pretty sure 95% of the land within 80 miles of me is desert. I mean, there you go.
It looks like you're going to be eating...
You need to eat more sand.
I was going to say rattlesnakes, but sand works.
Delicious sand. You need to become silicon-based. Hermit crabs line up and switch into a bigger toilet. What? Oh, I've tried crickets and bee larvae. Like, let's be frank, I don't want to eat bugs. But I'm also, like, just not a baby about it, is my point. Like, if that's what happens, it's what fucking happens. If it's how I need to fucking... It's not going to be in my lifetime. I could be wrong, but I'm probably not. I've not heard a recent debate about Rwanda. Okay, thanks. I don't want to fucking talk about that. Fucking genocide, Jesus Christ. Bee whiskey would have a lot of sting, I believe. Get out, Daniel. You piece of shit. How dare you? Silicon-based life, like trees and mountains, bloke said. That is a really fucking old reference at this point. That is like, do you remember when? That was years ago. Do you feel old now kind of shit. A bear crapped on my brother's doorstep. My bear crapped on my brother. Just take off this doorstep. Perfect sentence. Perfect sentence. Yeah. I don't know. Why are we talking about bears anyway? Water it down with more whiskey. I don't think you know what the word water means. You would whiskey it down. My whiskey has been whiskeyed down. Thoughts on beer, CeCe? It's okay. I don't like real ale or IPAs or anything like that. I'm okay with lager. Bee beer and wasp whiskey. Ah, wasp whiskey sounds way worse than bee whiskey. I'll be honest. A moose bit my sister once. Isn't that a fucking reference to something? Sick is the realist. You could say he's a realtor. You're a twat. Let's talk about the beauty that is ghost pepper whiskey.
What mad lad made that?
Fuck me. Like, I like spice, but my body hates spice. It always comes out the other end and it is never fun.
Yeah, it's fine for me. It's very
In the hills of Kyoshi, kids wear bells on the way to school to scare the local bears. No, I am not kidding.
Ding,
What
ding.
do the bears wear to scare local kids?
Bears like kind of easily spooked as well.
Most animals want to avoid the shit out of people. Fucking hell, I'm choking to death on my own fucking split.
Split.
Enjoying the new X social media platform. Oh, are you talking about fucking Twitter having that weird X in the top corner? I did wonder about that. I thought it was a fucking cross it off thing, so I clicked it a few times and went, wait a second, that's not the fucking thing to show.
It doesn't do anything.
Yeah. I had a moment. Shut up.
Old man moment. Oh, I forgot to say the cat's going crazy. Hang on.
So your mouth loves spice, but your anus doesn't. I mean, I haven't tried it the other way around. So sick choking. This is a terrible stream. It would be pretty bad if I just died. It might be popular. Oh my god, this guy just died on stream. Jesus. It's a bit funny that many people's hang-ups about eating bugs conceptually, but most of those same people have no issue eating bee sick. Also, a lot of people have no issue eating things that are genuinely pretty disgusting that humans just do. Like the hot dogs. Like, that's what they do with it. They'd make things like fucking hot dogs. A lot of people are perfectly happy to eat those. And, you know, good ones are pretty fucking tasty. But they're still mashed to fuck something or other. The bears wear scary bear suits. Fair enough. Actually, there are many deaths by bear.
I don't like hot dogs.
I know you don't like hot dogs. But my point is, there are a lot of people who would go, ooh, I'd never eat bugs, while they ate a fucking cheap-ass hot dog. Yeah. Like, that's just how... People are ridiculous, and that's the kind of shit they do.
Yeah, I don't really like a lot of processed food.
I left a Burbap years ago. I see, the thing is, I have fun on Twitter. I use it to make stupid jokes, and then I make stupid jokes, or to randomly bitch about something that's just fucking annoyed me, or to quote some asshole who said something really stupid to me on one of my videos. Whiskey is fungus poo. I mean, the amount of things that people eat that if you were to only ever eat some very specific few sets of food, and then people told you, here, I've got some moldy electrocuted milk or some other thing, you'd go, Somerset cheese is disgusting if you think about it. Cheese is delicious, but just don't think. Most things, don't think about it. Like, fermentation is fucking gross for most things. Bears are actually just bears in bear suit. Don't tell where hands were at. Fair. I refuse to use Twitter because mask, purely out of spite. I just don't care. Like, if I'm enjoying something, I can carry on enjoying it despite other people. It's like, one of the things that annoys me is like people who don't like something, not because it's necessarily bad or that there's no fun to be had, but just because I can understand out of principle not doing something, but not enjoying something out of principle always seemed weird to me. Hot dogs are emulsified meat bits. Kombucha are rotten rat farts. Okay. Gross things create good stuff all the time. I mean, sex creates humans. Wait. It's a cheese shop. Monty Python. Thank you for that. In Germany, a politician argued against eating insects because they are consumed with their intestines. Although Sprotten, a small fish, is traditionally consumed smoked and whole in Germany. Yeah, but if he didn't like that as well, then he wouldn't. He would at least be internally consistent. If he said that stuff was delicious and he didn't give a shit, then he'd be fucking stupid. This stream may need some citations. It doesn't need any citations. It's a terrible stream for terrible people. If you're using me as your fucking source of information, you are doing so many things wrong. For fuck's sake. Someone is being CeCe.
Oh no, not again.
I know. It's fun. E equals MCC here. Westchester County.
I hate you.
I know. It's funny though. I love it. Anyway, we've run out of fucking chat. Oh my god. Now I want Whitebait. What the fuck is Whitebait? Can I use you for bad information? If you want to say, here's a bunch of shit that probably isn't true, then absolutely. That's one of the things I've always said. The only source you should use CeCe for is what he himself said. Exactly. Like, it's in my fucking videos. I've always said, if I say something that you think, oh, that sounds interesting, always go, I wonder if it's true, and check. And if I'm wrong, come back and go, oh, you fucked this up, and I'll go, oh, cool, I'll fix that in my brain if I can. But yeah, like, using me as a source of information is just so much more incorrect than anything else you could do. Sick for Grand Chancellor of the Multiverse Senate. Yeah, but I don't want to do anything. I don't want to lead anything. Like, I have a fucking following, yeah, but I wouldn't want to lead any of you. Because I'd just lead you to the pub, and then you'd be in the pub with me, and I might not get all the whiskey, and that would be bad.
And he keeps making you pay for the next round.
I mean, everyone would pay for all the rounds. These videos of tapeworms emerging from dead bugs are pretty nightmare. That is... Thanks. There's also those...
I know. I have a thing about tapeworms. They kind of terrify me.
So, what would you say if you heard a degreed scientist laugh at the idea that someone thought the heart was used to pump blood? I would assume that that scientist didn't know what they were talking about. Here's the thing about being a scientist, degreed or otherwise, you can be wrong about other things.
It's not a shield against being stupid.
Even science is what the science says, not what the scientists say about it. You can have a good idea what the science says by listening to learned scientists, but everything they're saying has to be supported by something. Except using Wikipedia as a citation. Wikipedia as bad thing 100% of the time is such an old and kind of a bad take. That is what it used to be like 10 years ago. It is extremely well cited now, to the point where it's almost ridiculous, and like things have been taken off which are well known to be true, but because they don't have enough citations for it, it's just not there. That doesn't mean that there isn't anything bad on there and there isn't wrong information on there, but to act like Wikipedia is just zero value is fucking ridiculous. And that's something you need to like stop being in your brain if that's what you think. Thessic vernacular almost got me in trouble. I wrote the woman's instead of women at work. That's fucking brilliant. I love it. I love it so much. You and Mrs. Sick must have very interesting conversation if she doubts everything you say. She does doubt things I say.
Yeah,
and I doubt things she says. And when she doubts something I say, I just fight my case. And when I doubt something she says, she gets mad at me. I can't believe you would believe me. Oh, God forbid I check and be right. Oh, she hates that.
No, I hate when he does that.
She really fucking does.
Just let me be wrong and happy.
Let me be right, in quotes, is what you mean. Oh. You can't trust libraries. They have /some /really crap /inaccurate books in them. So we shut them all down. I mean, I do like the idea of having more funding for libraries and having like the whole borrowing things like tools and that. But we don't live in a world where that's particularly great. It was an MD that started the anti-vax bullshit. So there you go. Idiots are everywhere. So it wasn't... Anti-vax existed before... what's his name? I want to call him Schofield. That's not wrong. Andrew Wakefield.
Yeah, I told my mum about him because she hadn't heard of him before. And this is... My mum, she said to me, oh, there's these... essential oil stickers that help calm people down that have ADHD. You should try them with the kids.
So I'm not fucking putting stinky oil on my kids for no reason.
I was just like, they're not real, Mum. They're just trying to sell you something that is fucking useless. And she's just like, oh, you could at least just try them.
No.
All right, so this is the woman who was into the idea of essential oil stickers. And, yeah, and I told her about Wakefield and about the experiments he did on autistic kids, and she was just like, how the fuck is this guy not being completely just ridiculed to fuck? It says people still follow him.
Yeah, I don't remember what video it was. It was an old one that got you so upset at the stupidity of the argument your only retort was, you're a penis. That's most of my retorts, I'll be honest. You can't trust libraries. They don't pass out whiskey. Well, you're supposed to borrow the whiskey and then return the whiskey, but they always get so mad because it's all gone. I was in Wakefield earlier. It was shit. Wakefield is fine. Is Wakefield the one with 2 fucking CEXs? I think it is. It's far too many CEXs for one town.
I can't remember.
Do you keep telling Mrs. Sick you are 100% really married just for the doubt sex? but we're not married at all.
We don't have sex.
We don't have sex and we're not married. I quit going to libraries after the after the woke Dewey Decimal System got in place. For fuck's sake. I was in the pretty cool town where the bar was named the library for the sake of credit card statements. How did you spend $5,000 in the goddamn library? I didn't take back a lot of books. Every week? Yeah.
MSG is good for you. No, it's slightly better than Sol. It doesn't mean it's good for you.
Essential oils are a scam. Healing rocks work, though. Fair. How has he not been ridiculed? He has, but so has Alex Jones. Yeah, there are people who are always ridiculed and made fun of, but...
There's some people who hold him up as a saviour.
Yeah.
And it's baffling to me. Like, obviously they've been preying on people who are desperate.
Well, there's the desperate and the stupid, obviously, but like a lot of it is just people want to know something that other people don't know. And that's one of the biggest fucking problems with a lot of this shit.
One of the things as well with the whole autism vaccines cause autism thing was like a lot of people felt guilty that they must have done something to mess their kid up. And they took it as this huge offense that their kid got diagnosed with autism, rather than seeing for what it is. They're just different. It's
very sad as well, because it's basically saying you're broken and it's a problem.
Yeah.
Instead of, and don't get me wrong, like severe autism can be very, very difficult, but to treat your child like it's something to be cured is just really fucking just not great. But especially when you just have a relatively, basically what one might call a normal kid who's just a bit weird, but they get diagnosed with autism and then you act like it's just such a fucking problem. It's just like, calm the fuck down. Like, they're just going to be more interesting than most people you know. That's like most of it. 90% of the time. Can't admit their genes are shit, so the weak to place blame. Okay. They're essentially for grifters to make money. I mean, some people are grifters, some people genuinely believe this shit. It's never black and white. A lot of religious people are also religious and try to take on atheism because they can't stand the thought of a universe where they're not infinitely special. Yeah, I don't get it. The concept of being important to the most important person in the universe, it just seems unlikely, well, to say the least.
As somebody who used to be religious, I can understand it, and I'm embarrassed by it.
Yeah. I used to bring it up, and she asked me to stop. I used to think your religion was cool and interesting, though. It made you at least someone worth talking to. Instead of going, God did it, Bible, though. You were like, Ra did it. I don't know. Book of the Dead, though. There you go. I remembered some things.
Book of the Dead's not a religious text, though.
Oh, how is it not?
It's a funerary text.
And is that a religious act?
No.
Having a funeral, it wasn't a religious act.
Now, if you said the literary of Ra...
All right, I'm not letting you pull me into this. Right, next.
I actually have books right next to me about this if you want me to go into detail.
No. And if they say they want you to go into detail, I don't care what they want. They're here for me, not the other way around. The people that sell it, sick for fuck's sake. Even the people who sell things can genuinely believe that they're selling something good.
These people think genuinely they are actually curing the world.
Yeah. There are people... That fucking absolute nutter who sold the bleach. Magical mineral solution or whatever the fuck it was called.
Yeah.
I absolutely think that he thinks he's just found something amazing. And while he is technically, he is absolutely a charlatan. But just because you are a charlatan doesn't mean you're not also fucking out of your mind. Mrs. Sick is nerding out. She does nerd out over that. She forced me to watch Moon Knight because it's got Egyptian stuff in it.
I really like Moon Knight.
Yeah, it's actually pretty good. It's actually pretty good. But also Barry is pretty good. Started watching Barry and Moon Knight on the same day, and I was like, "Oh, this is pretty good, both of them." I have a very close friend that has figured out
Harold Carter. You mean Howard Carter?
Howard Carter?
He said, "Is Mrs. Sick really Harold Carter?" It's Howard, the one who discovered Tutankhamun's tomb.
But yes, she is called Howard.
Not Harold.
I have a very close friend that has figured out how to merge his Mormon beliefs with science, evolution, etc. It's interesting to hear. Is by interesting then, it's not like right. I mean, clearly. Well, at least he's trying. Like, the people who try to, like, make their beliefs work with actual science, you've got to respect that to some degree.
Oh no, the black salve stuff. That's fucking horrendous.
Oh yeah. There's a reason that I've never covered it on the channel. Because in order to get black salve, like, across as a concept, you have to show what it does. And it makes me fucking gag. It is really, really bad. And I just...
Stop censoring Harold.
No, Harold needs to shut the fuck up. I'm positive that Harold Camping was convinced that the world would end in 2011. And he's still convinced. I got bit by a wolf spider, was tripping balls all day.
Oh, God.
That's an interesting way to do it. Well, I bought a load of wolf spiders, right? And then I just let them bite me all over. I'm almost dead. If you ever in your life get the opportunity to see the play The Book of Mormon, do it. You won't be disappointed. I have wanted to see that. Like, it's been tempting. I am sure that there are, like, video versions, but I feel like it wouldn't do it justice. If you ever get bit by a wolf spider, do you start to howl? No, you bark. Clearly. God can't be falsified. Let them dream. Well, it's all well and good. That's the one that always bugs the shit out of me. Why can't you just let people have their beliefs? It's like, because they're trying to force their beliefs onto fucking everyone. And even if it's not that specific person, their beliefs, they're not in a fucking void. They don't hold them in a vacuum. There are other people who believe the same shit that are trying to make it everywhere.
Someone doesn't know what black salve is. Basically, it's a corrosive, oily substance made of, like, various... I can't remember. I think it's like zinc chloride or something. But it's very corrosive. So when you
burn holes in you.
When you put it on your skin, it basically burns through your tissue.
And one of the problems with it is that you'll go to some fucking woo peddling asshole,
and they'll say, "Oh, it's curing your cancer."
No. Okay, so they start off. You go in. You've got a red patch on you, and you go, "What is this, doctor? Not a doctor." And he goes, "That's cancer. That is definitely 100%." Do I need to do a biopsy or check in any way, shape, or form? Of course not. I don't have qualifications. Anyway, here's some black salve. Put it on that. It will heal it. Now, I've heard of people putting it on, like, skin tags, and they fall off for obvious reasons. And that was a type of cancer because fuck me, I guess. And they go, "It cured my cancer. Look, it fell off, and now I'm better."
Basically, if you want to see, you look up pictures of what black salve can do to people. People just, like, have their skin just gone.
Yeah, it makes holes in people.
It is disgusting. Yeah, be warned.
It's burning because it's working. You're in pain because it's working. Exactly.
Yeah.
Even if you aren't trying to force your belief, if you claim to tell others your belief, I will claim the right to tell you that I believe your beliefs are fucking stupid. Basically. Although, there it goes. Bloodroot and zinc chloride black salve. I mean, if something's called bloodroot, you should figure out that it's probably fucked up. It's at least got some magic shit that's gonna kill you. Here's some caustic soda. Enjoy. I just imagine like a can of drink that's just really, really, really rude. Get it? I thought it was funny. Same effect as acid. I mean, yes and no. I think because it sticks around more. Because it's like a lump of stuff.
It's like a slow burn.
Yeah.
Rather than like an instant burn.
6 minutes behind. The only essential oils I like are for my beard. Like, here's the thing about essential oils. They're very smelly.
They smell nice.
And they can be used to clean things. Because they can be quite burny.
They can also be disinfectant-y.
Yeah.
So they're great for like anti-fungus stuff. And
like menthol can be used to make certain fucking critters fuck off because they don't like it, because that's what it's from. It, like pepper and those sorts of things are designed to make insects go away from the plant. So like the effects that they're effectively for kind of work. But if you expect to have I might have even done a video on it.
If you think like peppermint is going to heal your depression because you rub it on your wrists.
I can't remember if I did a video on it or if it's just something I saw, but someone had like a med kit and they opened it up and it was nothing but essential oils.
They can definitely be toxic too. If you put essential oils directly onto your skin without like diluting them, they can burn.
Yeah.
I've seen people who use them on children, and these children get these horrible rashes all over and their burns because they don't dilute it. It's fucking it's just you use it responsibly.
Yeah, I mean, there's also ones that are just poisonous to like animals, like your pets.
Among us.
Is there a fungus among us? Always good. CeCe Sunday School. Tear apart religious texts directly or someone doing their best to read them. Cut out the middleman. The texts are just as ludicrous as the people that talk about them. I mean, someone put it best as I don't actually give much of a shit about the Bible. I give a shit about people who believe in the Bible and who will tell me that it's true. Like, it's like any other ancient text. If no one were saying this is true and you should follow everything it says, I wouldn't even think about it. There are loads of old books that have some really fucked up shit in them, and you'll have people go, well, why don't you talk about that? Because no one else does, you fucking idiot. You don't like me talking about this one because you fucking believe it, you dumbass. Yes, it's very, very annoying. There's a Mitchell and Webb on homeopathy. I know, and it's fucking great.
I forgot about that one.
And in a similar vein, but completely different, one of my favorite other ones that was medical was having writers who didn't bother looking up any medical terms, and then they made a drama of it, and they come out like really rushing through, very dramatic, and they go, "This man is very poorly,"
yeah.
And they like put a plaster on him, and they go, "I think he's healed now." Citronella, good against bugs. Yeah, you can get those candles that stink of that shit. Like, there's stuff, that's what it's literally for. Like I said, peppermint. Pepper in general.
Peppermint is good against bugs.
Yeah, and it's good against cats. You spray them in the face with it and they leave.
Rosemary oil is actually quite good for smelling if you have asthma because it opens up your airways. It's actually proven to do that. And yeah, it's interesting that it can do that, but obviously it's not a solution. Like, oh, and rather than using my inhalers, I'm just going to use this rosemary. Please don't do that.
Yeah. Like, I have absolutely zero problem with using things complementarily. If you like it, if you want to cure your problems with your fucking placebo of choice, absolutely. As long as you use real medicine with it, I don't give a fuck. But it is the people who go, this thing will cure you, throw out your medicine. And it's like, what the fuck is wrong with you? Why do you think you know better than people who actually know shit about shit? Lavender is good against scorpions. I am not going to test that. I will believe you. Just walking around the desert with just a little one of those tiny little vials that they have, and you're like, dip, 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 dip. Go away! Stop trying to kill me! Menthol cigarettes as a rescue inhaler. WD-40, that reminds me if sprayed in an air conditioner would really piss people off. Why would you do that? That stuff is very smelly. Rosemary is a nice lady, though.
Psilocybin. Yeah.
Lovely girl, that Rosemary.
There's people doing research on it at the moment.
If you have asthma, just eat fistfuls of raw garlic. You fucking punch them into your face. Parsley, sage, rosemary, and thyme. Isn't that just tea? That's the thing. You use all those, you stick them in some food. Fucking delicious. I mean, that is a lot of what it's like when you just turn food into an oil and you do some other shit with it.
Oh, eucalyptus smells amazing.
Yeah, a lot of them smell really good, and that's about it. What about Scorpion from Mortal Kombat? Will Lavender deflect his chains?
No.
Get over here! Oh no, Lavender! They used to blow smoke up the arse of drowning victims to revive them. Wait, what?
What? I think my brain just died a bit then.
I swear I've heard that before. You're gonna blow smoke up my ass. I haven't been drowning at all. What are you talking about? I learned to avoid Rosemary's Baby, though, fuck's sake. It's the difference between natural medicine and homeopathy. Many ingredients for medicines came from nature. I mean, that's the thing. We have alternative medicine, and that's what it all used to be. And then we took the ones that worked, and they became medicine, is the way that's put.
Yeah, or we found a thing in the thing, and we're like, oh, why don't we synthesize that?
And I tell you what I fucking hate, because it always comes up whenever I talk about homeopathy. So, well, yeah, that type of homeopathy doesn't work, aka homeopathy, the word and the thing that is what that word means. But this other homeopathy does work, and they start talking about a completely different type of alternative medicine that maybe has some small working thing, but I tell you what, it's not fucking homeopathy. Homeopathic toothpaste makes 0 sense because they don't make it like homeopathy. It's just, most of the time, it's just toothpaste. It fucking pisses me off like crazy. I use whiskey as a universal medicine. It doesn't fix the problem. At least you don't care. I mean, that's the thing, isn't it? There was a great book of, it was either a book or a fucking internet article. I can't remember. But it was taking all these like home remedies and then making them into a useful version. And the one that I always remember is, if you have a headache, take a lime and slice it in half. Place it against your forehead and it will take away the headache. And then the real version was, if you have a headache, slice a lime into quarters, put it with vodka, and then you won't give a fuck. Just leave an open tin of Brasso hidden in the room. Whose room? You decide. I do recall that Brasso kind of stinks.
The fuck? Have you ever been on something called 8 out of 10 cats or does Countdown in any capacity? No.
She's not a famous person,
I'm a
even slightly. Alcohol is a solution. It's the solution to all of life's problems. Just imagine diluting whiskey to the nth power to make it work. I mean, if it did, that'd be amazing, but it doesn't. Anyway, so we've got 10 seconds left. We're going to fuck off. But yeah, thank you all for coming as usual.
Thank you for saying words at us.
We do like the words. And we will catch you next week. But right now, get the fuck out of here. Bye.
Get out of my pub.